Hello and welcome to New York Crypto Talk. Thanks for joining me for Friday's Neo News and the update on the state of the crypto market. Today is May 25th and a lot of great pieces of information have come out on many projects this week, probably the most I've seen in quite a while. And the market right now is sitting at $335 billion. We have seen a little bit of a crash in the past week, in the past few days, due to some regulations, some cease and desist letters going out to specific companies, as well as state officials looking to get user lists from some exchanges, causing some concerns and escalations within the environment. But other than that, the market is somewhat stable. I think we might be seeing a little bit of an uptrend in the next couple of days. Obviously, we saw a huge sell-off, but the time is still very ripe to get into cryptocurrency. I think we're still very early into this game, so I'm not going to go too much into details on what's going on in the crypto market in general. I want to hit on a lot of the fantastic news from the Neo platform and the Neo projects in general. First things first, I did mention last week about the Memorandum of Understanding for the Neo and Ontology team. They also have funded a joint task force with a capital contribution of about $640,000, and this task force will be utilized for the development of API standardization, a sharing ecosystem of smart contract, building open standards for smart contracts, and cross-chain technology innovation. So this is a big collaboration. Not only was the announcement last week good news, this is even bigger news because they want to be able to standardize APIs between Neo and Ontology, utilizing a shared ecosystem to adopt the Neo virtual machine as the only platform to run smart contract, and also have R&D on highly efficient native contract mechanisms and more. The Memorandum of Understanding that they had has a lot of great impact on the project, and there's a lot of great news that are probably going to be forthcoming from the Neo and Ontology partnership moving forward. Also great news from the Neo platform in general. Da Hongfei had announced that Neo will be adopting a new organizational structure. Basically, following a period of the trial operation, they are now convinced of its feasibility. Basically, they are going to be splitting the Neo Foundation into two separate pieces. They are already currently working as two separate pieces, but I guess the organizational structure, the reorg that they're going to have, and the management and the ownership of each one of them are going to be managed separately. The first one is the Neo Global Development, which is the core tech team. And then there's the Neo Global Capital, which I've talked about in the past. Basically, the tech team is the R&D, community operations, marketing, and they will execute strategies outlined by the Neo Foundation. Global Capital is the Singapore-based for-profit licensed fund management company that will act as the investment platform to empower high-quality blockchain projects. NGC is solely funded by the Neo Foundation. The funds under its management may have other limited partners. And you see that when the Neo Global Capital actually backs projects that are not within the Neo NEP ecosystem, such as high performance blockchain and others. The way that they're structuring the platform and their reorganization is actually going to be a big improvement when it comes down to being able to be very lean platform and be able to work through what they need to do to be able to be successful. Da Hongfei was also interviewed by CNN Money last week in Zurich, and there's a lot of information on this video. I will link this below. This was about a 26-minute video, and they talk about how the project works and how they plan to be able to revolutionize blockchain. Also, there was an article. Obviously, I can't read this. It's not in English. I could put this on Google Translate, but I just pulled this up. This is basically a ranking of the different projects, all different blockchain projects, and this was a Chinese corporation that did a ranking of all the different projects, and Neo was ranked number 4. An update to the vulnerabilities that had happened last week. As I mentioned, a lot of the storage injection issue that happened, a lot of the different teams had announced whether or not they were impacted. So you can check out Neo News today to see the updated information. Basically, there are different projects that have already announced that it has not been impacted. So Blockchain Store, Bridge, DeepBrain Chain, Narrative, Ontology, Phantasma, Qlink, Critera, Red Pulse, The Key, Travala, Scala, Trinity, Zeepin so far have announced that they have not been impacted by this storage injection issue that Red1sec actually discovered. So it is good news so far. I have not heard of any projects that were impacted by this. If you guys have heard about it, please leave me a comment below. Feel free to correct me if I did misspoke on that, but I have not heard about a project yet who has been impacted. There is a CNBC show called Advancements with Ted Danson, who I'm a big fan of, and basically there's a long video here on blockchain technology, and at around the 20-minute mark, there's actually a 6-minute piece on the NEX decentralized exchange. So a lot of cool information. I actually didn't get to watch this whole video. I only watched the next portion. They talk about the blockchain and how it's actually going to be better than some of these centralized exchanges, and how the information that they have on the platform is going to benefit other users and other types of platforms down the road. So definitely recommend, if anyone wants to check this out, I will put the link below as well. Moonlight did an AMA on their Telegram group, so if you want more information, you actually can come right to their Medium page. Wolf Crypto actually documented the AMA, and all the information from the Telegram group has been published here on the Medium page. AlphaCat has announced that it's going to be on HitBTC. I have announced AlphaCat's previous listings, and HitBTC is a big exchange with a lot more volume than some of the other platforms that it is already on. So AlphaCat hopefully will pick up some steam now that it is moving on to better exchanges. Crypto Galaxy has a new update. They just updated on Monday with version 1.4, and this is still in a beta version, but a lot of new things came out. You can now purchase different bots that can mine different types of material. You have the ability to get new material. There's beryl and sapphire. Now there's 3 different types of materials that can actually be mined within the platform. And also you can, when you collect your tokens or your actual mining material, you can then exchange it on the Galaxy EX, and that's where the minerals can be purchased and exchanged for. So mid-June they plan to unlock Planet Technology, Galabot skill upgrade, Galaxy wallet function. Right now you can't really do anything with the Galaxy wallet other than, store what you mine or what you have already received. And then mid-July they want planet discovery, so that should be really cool, being able to fly around to find planets, unlock planet trade, and more information. So I'm a big fan of this. I like this. I don't always have the time to be able to refresh my phone. The one issue I have to say is they should put notifications when you're ready to claim your tokens and then restart mining, because if you don't do this every half hour, you're going to miss out on a lot of tokens. Obviously, who knows how much tokens these are actually worth, these Gala tokens, but it is fun nonetheless. Ontology, as I mentioned last week, had a pre-release for the developers to be able to view the mainnet information, but now the pre-release of version 0.8 of the mainnet is now available on GitHub for anyone to view. So awesome news from the Ontology team. So Ontology also announced the actual economic model design for the Treon's consensus system. This includes the Ontology gas, the ONG token. So there's a lot of information here. I might do a single video just to go through this, and once they release more information on it. But there is a lot of information about how you can get gas and how the main chain has requirements and the circulating supply matching ONT, and being able to decouple the on-chain services and the basic blockchain services. So there's a lot of information here about the Treon's economic model design, but I would definitely recommend anyone to check out their Medium page. There's a lot of information, great information for the Ontology consensus mechanism. The Bridge protocol actually released an image of what their actual mobile application will look like. So if you're not familiar with the Bridge protocol is basically for securing digital identities on the blockchain. This can then be used for businesses, KYCs, and ICOs. I actually haven't done a full review on this. I have looked into it myself. There's a lot of ID mechanism platforms out there called like the Key, Civic, and other types of identity verification. I do think identity verification is going to be one of the things down the line that are going to be very big, especially projects like the Key. I do like this the bridge protocol because I like having to be able to have the access of my passport, driver's license, national ID card, proof of residency, facial photograph, because there are so many times that you need this information either for an exchange, for an ICO, for many multiple purposes, and having that information on the blockchain is definitely very big. So definitely check out Bridge if you have not. I probably will be doing a deep dive onto the project very shortly. DeepBrain Chain has a lot of new news this week. They did do a strategic cooperation with B News, and if you're not familiar with B News, basically it's a value discovery platform of blockchain and digital currencies based on metagraph chain. So it's being able to relay information, value-based information about the blockchain. So DeepBrain Chain is going to be able to enhance their user experience utilizing the DeepBrain Chain functionality. DeepBrain Chain also, as I mentioned in a previous video, they had a pre-information about their actual AI mining machine, their pre-sales for it, and they actually do have it available as of now. You can buy the different machines. As of right now, we're almost at 50% sold out. So there's different types of machines you can buy. The AIM storage, the AIM workstation, the AIM Workstation 4, and then there's the AIM Cloud, and then the AIM Cluster. So multiple different price points, multiple different functionality, and you actually can do a pre-order for these. If anyone's willing to sponsor me, I'd willing to get one and make some room for it. But all jokes aside, this is definitely an interesting project. I'm a big fan of things that are built specifically for a network. So this functionality, this data storage miner for the DeepBrain Chain is definitely going to be a lot more unique, a lot more specific than being able to build your own system and mine with GPUs, with CPUs, whatever the case might be. So I definitely think this is a very unique model. I'm a very big fan of it. Being able for them to build this information and have it available for anybody to purchase is a big plus in my mind. So I would definitely, if I had $3,400 just sitting around, I would definitely be interested in looking into getting a AIM storage device and doing a deep dive on it, doing a review on it, and getting a lot more information out there for individuals. So the information about being able to buy it is available on their website, on the miner section of their website, so definitely check it out. A lot of these projects, Aphelion, I just wanted to bring this up because I did see this in a lot of other projects as well, but Aphelion is a hiring announcement. If you guys check out Twitter, Reddit, all these other pages, all these websites, so many blockchain companies right now are looking for individuals in the space. So if you guys are unemployed, unhappy, definitely take a look at blockchain. Obviously, look at the platform, look at the feasibility, look at the long-term scale, the long-term goals of the project. Obviously, I do believe that in the next 2 or 3 years, only maybe 10% of the current tokens out there are going to be still around. I do believe most of the Neo platforms should be around because I do believe the Neo platforms have a lot better tech, have a lot of better background, better venture capitalists, which is the Neo Global Capital, and better involvement with the technology. So definitely check it out. A lot of job openings right now. So Trinity did finally release an how-to on doing the Trinity cross-chain converter. So if you guys check out their Medium page and check out their Twitter page, you can see a lot of information on how to be able to use their cross-chain protocol. This is actually by a user NJM2410ND. I'll link to his Medium page below. He did a great job being able to break this down, so good job. And as I mentioned, they should be having an ERC20 listing of the Trinity platform on a major exchange in the next coming week. So definitely be on the lookout for Trinity. QLC chain actually had a AMA on their Reddit page. So there's a lot of information about how they're going to be building their new chain, when they're going to be able to have the actual base station information. They do plan on having base stations by Q4. They do plan on having their own main chain utilizing the Shannon consensus platform, and this platform will actually be better than the traditional proof of stake and proof of work. It's actually going to include delegated proof of stake, which actually is a big plus when it comes to security and speed, as well as being able to be a lot more resistant to issues like the storage injection issue that happened with the Neo platform. A lot of cool information here on the AMA, so definitely check out Reddit's Qlink AMA. Zeepin has a lot of news. I thought about doing a whole video on them, but I'll try to get through this as quick as possible. They are planning on doing a beta test for Z-Writes, which is one of their major portions of their product. So they are looking for beta testers right now for their closed beta for Z-Writes. So definitely check out their Medium page for more information. Then they talk about things that they expect in Q3. There's a lot of achievements that they've had in Q1 and Q2. They talk about their Q3 roadmap. A lot of it is going to be traveling around the world, a lot of meetups, and the technology behind the actual Z-Writes and so forth is going to be coming out in the next few months, as well as the Galaxy chain updates to be able to show how they have a independent public chain as well as a side chain or a consortium chain. They also have a community contribution program to become an ambassador. It is an overwhelming step for a lot of projects moving to ambassador platforms. I know Substratum is doing something similar. So I think this is a really big plus, is getting community involved within these projects, helping people when it's a worldwide scale and they don't have the reach, they don't have the funds to be able to have 1,000 employees, being able to incentivize community members, or even with swag or clothing or whatever it might be, or just for the sheer fun of it, because a lot of people love these projects so much that they don't need any incentivization to be able to do it. But there's an ambassador program for Zeepin, so definitely check it out, because getting the word out for these projects can only help everyone else who is invested in it, and just to get the knowledge out there about these projects. Then there's the breakdown of the actual Zeepin Z-Writes. So they talk about how it's going to work and how basically the Z-Writes mainly focuses in on copyright registration, copyright transaction, and market display. So a lot of cool information on their website to be able to show you how it'll work and how their copywriting platform will actually be able to be utilized, and you can use this for your beta testing if you're actually able to get into their beta testing. So that ends this Neo News update for the week. I know I couldn't go through every single project. I hit on the highlights that I thought were most pertinent about this week. Obviously, a lot of great news. Also, the market hasn't been doing that great. I know people are going to say Neo is not doing that well. Well, neither is almost any project. We are seeing Bitcoin at $7,500, guys. So, everything is going to be looking low. I can't really talk about prices, but I am in this for the long term. I am in Neo for the long term. I am in Neo projects for the long term. I do believe in the technology. This is not a bubble. This is just technology getting accustomed to regulation, which will happen. And I think all the things coming out right now about the cease and desist and getting information is only going to help weed out bad projects, bad technology. It's not going to impact Neo projects, because Neo projects are vetted, have a lot of information. Some of them are even looking into get SEC regulated. So definitely just be cautious, do your own research, and be vigilant out there when it comes to technology. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification for more videos, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thanks again.